Guys, here's our Joker Follow E Dukes and the box office overall. And overall, the Joker Follow E Dukes is a massive failure at this current moment. So this movie only made $121 million, which means no one is watching this movie. No one asked for a Joker musical. Okay, this is what we mean by this is something that no one asked for. Okay, kind of, I think when because back in the day when the internet said that, like for example the Lion King remake, people still went to go see it, but it seems that the normies have kind of woken up and realized, hey, let's actually listen to these people about these movies that they're coming out with, and actually spend our money more responsibly, which I think is a good thing rather than a bad thing, because it's gonna make bad sequels gonna happen less, as Hollywood is gonna have to pay attention to what made the movie work and not fumble $1 billion movies. Disney did this twice with Alice Through the Looking Glass, and it'll be a third time with Mufasa the Lion King. I don't think that movie is gonna make that much money, considering how poorly Joker 2 is performing. And also Captain Marvel with the Marvels. But again, you get to say it's a part of the MCU, so it doesn't really matter. But the first Captain Marvel movie made $1 billion, but the second movie only made $200 million. I think this movie, because of how well it is performing internationally compared to the Marvels did, it's gonna probably end up making more money than the Marvels. That's for sure. So Warner Bros. Will still have a less of a failure than the Marvels. At least that's something to be proud about. But considering that no one liked this movie, and yeah, people will say it's because of the Venice. People will say because of the Venice Film Festival. Then the projection started dropping massively. And yes, that probably does have to do with it, because a lot of the normies still trust the critics. Unfortunately, they still do. Even though the Venice Film Festival, I think, is only accessible to the critics. But a lot of people who saw this movie on the previews didn't like it. The word of mouth was pretty bad for this movie. And yeah, next is The Wild Robot, which has made $100 million globally. Again, this movie is going to need to make way more money than $100 million to break even. I think it needs to make at least $200 million, at least around $170, $180 million, which means this movie still has a long ways to go to break even. So for fans of The Wild Robot, well, it's going to need to make more money to break even, and it needs to have 100% better legs going forward. Because these legs are in the lower end of legs, which means it isn't really performing that well as people thought it would do. But it is 48% drop is still a small drop. It's not, a huge massive drop. I think the reason why the drop was smaller than expected was because of Joker 2's severe underperformance. Whereas its contrast to a very successful movie, Beetlejuice has made $400 million globally. And it only has a $100 million budget, as shown here. So that means this movie has made a huge ton of money, around $450 million. $250 million is needed for this movie to break even. But this movie made over $250 million to break even. So yeah, next is Transformers 1. Which again, this movie isn't performing all too well. Very similar budget to Wild Robot. Again, not much interest in international box office here. And even with the help of China, where it's usually Transformers movies would usually make hundreds of millions of dollars now. Well, China couldn't even save this movie. Yes, China couldn't save Transformers 1 from being a failure. So yeah. I think this movie will do pretty well on streaming, but the ratings for this movie is not good at all. For a movie that's supposed to be that's supposed to be like one of the greatest movies of the year. Again, further proof that critics don't really impact box office sales. Okay, they really do not. The critics really do not impact box office sales all too much. I think this year is further proof of that. Okay, because Transformers 1 is critically acclaimed, and no one went to go see it. Speak No Evil again by Universal has made $67 million, which means this movie has continued to perform relatively well, despite its very poor opening. Which means there is some life left in non-franchise movies, obviously. the movie continues to make money globally as well. So, yeah. Next is Wonderbolt, Whiteboard. Oh, no one went to go see this movie. I had never seen a single ad for this movie. And this is supposed to be a sequel to a movie that made $100 million. Yeah, $100 million. And no one went to go see this movie. Again, Lionsgate has yet another the failure on their hands, which, it's pretty bad for them because they had 4 in a row. Okay, in 2 months. Next is Deadpool Wolverine, which continued to make money as well. I think this will be the last week we talk about Deadpool Wolverine, as this movie is in its 11th weekend, and it has made $1.5 billion its 11th weekend. So this movie is well past its date. Next is The Substance, which, again, is actually having quite decent wigs. So, yeah. And then we have Megalopolis, which is a massive, massive failure at the box office. Just like with Borderlands, and just like with The Crow, and now Whiteboard as well. So that's about this video here, and goodbye.